Hello and welcome once again to the Powerhouse Woman Show. I'm your host, Monica Pierre. And today's show is going to be of such interest to every woman and even men out there. But we're going to focus on motherhoods, the heart of a mother. What does that mean? And how do we, as powerhouse women, with child, without child, really claim our power and make room for self care? And there's no better person to talk about this than the one and only Ty Salvant. And she's just an amazing human being, an author. She's also a mom of six, homeschooler. She runs written several books. She also has all these businesses that she's running, and she's an advocate. And first of all, congratulations, Ty, because you are one of the global contributors to this amazing work anthology called The Heart of a Mother: Stories of Love, Strength, and Sacrifice Across Generations. And you are beloved. I mean, people actually feel that they know you, admire you, and don't know how you do half the things that you do. Congratulations on the anthology, first of all.
Thank you so much. I was so excited to be selected and to be able to contribute to such a vital piece of work.
Overall, what is the purpose, or what are you all trying to do with this anthology, The Heart of a Mother: Stories of Love, Strength, and Sacrifice Across Generations?
So, this anthology allowed 29 women to contribute a chapter on what that looks like. And for me, a part of that beauty is showing that there is not one blueprint. It doesn't have to look the same. So many people are like, okay, like what's the formula? Like, how do I get it right? I made a mistake. And when you read this, you see that it looks different for different women based on your age, your education level, the country you live in, the number of children you have, the age that you had your children, and that you can take that, or even if you didn't have the best experience with your own mother, you can take what she did well and let go of the things that maybe she did not and pour into your own children and or people in your life, because it's not just children that you birth that you are mothering.
So powerful. And one of the reasons, of course, I know you and so happy for you. And I know what it takes to keep putting your thought leadership out there. But I wanted to show and I wanted to set the record straight from the very beginning and make it an invitation for all powerhouse women, whether you are a mom, a mentor, a leader, or simply navigating the many hats that you wear, a child. My husband and I don't have children, but this is such an important topic because I do believe whether you have a child or not, or your child is older or not, we owe it to each woman to be as supportive as we possibly can. So, a couple of places I'd like to begin with your contribution, especially the part that says across generations. And what did you notice and pick up from your mom?
So, one of the things that I share in this anthology is about generosity and philanthropy. And philanthropy is not a term that we use a lot with people who aren't, six or seven figure income earners. But when I was writing this and I thought about why I give back as generously as I do with my time, talent, and resources, I was like, because of my mom. And wait, my mom got this from my grandmother. And so it was this beautiful thread that I was able to weave and see about how, again, whether it was opening up our house to someone who needed a place, preparing a meal, giving somebody a ride, whatever was needed, like we show up for community. And it was beautiful to see that not only is that going from my grandmother to my mother to me, but now to my children.
One of the things that strike me as you're saying that, Ty, is that where I'm from, Southwest Louisiana, it shows up powerfully when someone is born and when someone dies. That generosity and that philanthropy. It was nothing for my mother to put a $20 bill in an envelope saying, "I'm so sorry your mom or your relative passed." There was
Mhm.
not a second thought was not given. So when someone is born, you help cook for that first week.
Mhm.
You brought food. People did those types of things. So you're absolutely right. And I think it's important that we start to honor and recognize the various ways philanthropy and generosity shows up.
Yes.
Yeah. Some other aspects from your chapter are even this whole idea of how we begin to recognize and redefine what motherhood is. How would you like to see it redefined?
To include self care and self compassion. So we raise boys with realistic expectations of future partners and girls who are not afraid of motherhood. I was speaking with a friend yesterday and we were talking about Mother's Day, and she says, "Oh, I don't need anything from my kids." And I said, "Wait. I'm going to have to stop you right there, because it's not that you need a gift from your kids, but you are teaching them how to love you." Right. And so her kids are between 6 and 10. I was like, if you give them these lessons now, when they're between 30 and 40, they're gonna be like, oh, mama doesn't need anything. Right. And it's not that she needs something, but this is a day to show our appreciation for the love, the sacrifice, you know, all of the things that mothers do for our children and those in our inner circles. And so we talked about that and what that could look like. And I was like, it doesn't have to be monetary. It could be your child who draws to draw you a picture of your favorite moments together. It could be a child picking a night and running you bath water and making a special pretty bath and putting on music and making sure that they were otherwise occupied while you relaxed in a tub. Right.
Hmm.
So we need to do that, um, not only for our children, but also for each other, right?
Yeah. And I was thinking as you were talking, and something that popped into my head, how can women who don't have biological children or who are not mothering directly, maybe they have an expanded family, what can women do to support women who are moms?
Babysitting, right?
Oh, okay.
That's the first one. You're like,
Okay,
bye, right?
great.
That is, especially when it's a mom with a lot of young kids, right? I mean, I remember, being, a mom with, especially my first three, or 3 years apart. So I remember being in it and just having a friend to come over and say, hey, let me take the kids to the park. You can bring the kids to the movies. You don't have to like find some way to entertain them, if that's a thing. You could do an activity with them. Bring your friend out to coffee, right? Find somebody else who, let dad or somebody else hang out with the kids and take her to coffee, or treat her to something that she doesn't normally do for herself. One of the big things, like other big pushes, is getting women to make a wish list, right? Because we don't do that. And what I share is that that's actually kind. So, Brene Brown, who's like, clear as kind. Making a wish list is very clear. This is what I would like. And it's kind. It takes all of the guesswork out of, will this person like this? Does this person need this? Is this a gift that's helping her become the woman she wants to be? Right. So you could pick a friend once a month and treat them to something off of their wish list. You could send them a thank you card or just a little note to say, hey, I'm thinking about you, and I just want you to know that you're doing a great job. Because that's another thing that most moms don't get enough from other people, right? I mean, it's
Mm.
people are very quick to say, oh, your child did this, but not as quick to say, oh my gosh, you know what? I watched you with your kids, and I just want to say you are doing a great job, and keep it up, mama.
Oh, that is so good and so needed, because you're right. We are quick to criticize. Those kids are out of control, or why didn't you do this? And why are all that up? And why are they talking when adults are talking? All of those things as well. Let's talk about the myth of the supermom and what can we do to get rid of that sucker once and for all, or can we? Or is it so ingrained in us that it's going to take a little while longer?
It it is heavily ingrained. And unfortunately, one of the worst things is I feel like women are some of the biggest proponents of that myth. And it's number one, we need to normalize asking for help and not making someone feel a certain way if they ask for help. We need to offer help to other women and just say, hey, how can I show up for you? What can we do? Think about ways, sometimes outside of the box. If our kids are on the same sports team and we know it's a struggle for both of us to get the kids back and forth to the game, hey, why don't we carpool? I bring all the kids and then you bring the kids home. Right. And we need to like let go of these expectations that women should be, right, should be doing all of the things all of the time. Another part of that is women, we need to let go. Sometimes, we'll say, oh, well, they don't do it as well as I do. So I'm just going to, because it's just easier if I did. But when will they learn? Because at some point you learned. And the first time you cooked or cleaned a bathroom or folded towels or whatever it is, it probably wasn't perfect, right? You developed your system over time. We need to help our children, our partners, our friends develop systems over time so that we are not expected to do it all. And definitely rest.
Mm.
Incorporate rest. We all know how essential it is, regardless of the role that you play, right? Rest is so vital. And stop pushing through and take a break when you need, which models to our children, to our inner circle, to our partners, that this is how we take care of ourselves and figure out like those ways that that you do recharge. One of the things for me, I love movies. I love going to the movies. I met a new friend recently who's retired, and we're both A-list members, and we've had movie dates over the past couple of weeks. And it's been so much fun just to go connect with somebody and chit chat and enjoy a good movie.
Oh, that sounds really, really good. Really, and I'm hearing a couple of things with the supermom, myth is that sometimes we help perpetuate it because we think we have to do everything, or if we allow people, we're critical, or we don't like the way they're doing it, so we don't ask them because they didn't do it the way we did it, and that it doesn't have to be cost prohibitive. It could be very, very simple.
Yes.
Great, great. Tell us a little bit more about the book. Has it been released, or is it will it be released soon?
So it's on pre-order right now. So I'll make sure that you have the link. It's definitely on the website, kind of all over. Please go and pre-order. If you know anything about these, algorithms and making the bestseller list, pre-orders are a part of that. So you can pre-order through May 5th. The ebook comes out May 6th, and then the paperback will be available, I'm pretty sure, May 20th.
Yeah, we are moving along in the month of May. It's
Right?
release time for books.
Yes.
The Heart of a Mother, Stories of Love, Strength, and Sacrifice Across Generations. So what does it mean, Ty, to carry your mother's legacy while creating your own legacy?
So, one of the things that we have to do is to not hold ourselves to the same standards that we saw our moms create, right? And so, some of that is what she did probably incorporated her gifts, talents, abilities, strengths. And what you need to do is incorporate your own, which are likely different from hers. You probably have some of the same, but you have others that are completely different. And I think a part of the thing that we do when we talked about comparison is we compare ourselves to our mothers and say, but she was able to dot, dot, dot. She had different gifts. So she was able to do that. You have different gifts. So look at how the gifts that you have enable you to mother in the way that is comfortable, is life affirming to you, and being the mother that your children need in this moment, because it's probably different than the mother that you needed,
Mhm.
years ago.
Right. And then to be honest about the structure and support that was built around it. I grew up in the country at the time, you had the church community, you had my grandmother and, both grandparents. So there was a lot of support that we don't always have, particularly if you're the only one in the city that you moved to 20 years ago. And,
Right.
you don't have that. So we have to be realistic about certain things as well.
Yes.
Well, great. Well, we wish you a lot of success with the book, and it's a beautiful title, The Heart of a Mother. And we would definitely like to have as many women have the book on their bookshelf that they refer to from time to time. What's the name of your chapter? Does it have a
Um,
special name, or you all just not necessarily have a name?
right. Not necessarily.
Okay.
Exactly. But I will say what I did also was create a workshop. My it's the legacy journaling workshop to help other women walk through this process. So you can certainly find details about that on the website as well. So I'm looking forward to helping women to, again, think about what they picked up from their grandmothers, mothers, mother figures, and what they are passing along to either their children, their nieces and nephews, or godchildren, to make sure that we are very intentional about what we're doing.
Excellent. So I have the website here, timewithty.com. Ty, thank you so much for being with us today. We really appreciate it.
You are more than welcome. I'm thrilled to be here with you anytime, Monica.
Hold on just a second. And we're thrilled that you have joined us on the Powerhouse Woman Show. And speaking of stories, I'm here as support when it comes to you telling your story, sharing your story, figuring out what your story is and the best way to deliver it. We have the preproom.com. So please take a look at that. And we're happy to help you as well. Until next time, enjoy this day. Be the powerhouse woman you are created to be. And we'll talk to you next Thursday on the show. Bye-bye now.